There are places in the labyrinth where stone itself keeps count, not of years but of names. Standing at the edge of the passage, you find yourself wondering how many souls have vanished into the black ahead. How many were taken without a scream? How many were dragged away? How many never got to say goodbye to their families? They were etched with carvings, not art or decoration, but warnings, stories told by hands shaking too badly that they couldn't form the lines. Beyond that, the mind opens into ruin. Splintered furniture, shattered crates, every step felt like it was entering the belly of a beast that had already fed and grown bored. Hope had already been digested here. What remained was memory. You freeze when you saw them. Mummified bodies rested along the tunnel walls, arranged with intention, preserved not buried. Kept the silence around them felt deliberate, as if the mind itself wanted witnesses. Then came the scream. Not pain alone, but pleading, a miner's final words stretched into a sound that did not want to end. It echoed down corridors long after the voice itself was gone, lingering like a question no one survived to answer. A hiss followed, faint, slithering, close enough that your skin begins to become marked by goosebumps. With sword drawn and lantern raised, you walk onward, though every shadow felt borrowed. None of them belonged to you. A woman's voice calls out, next, bright and welcoming, almost kind, but beneath the cheer lived something else, devotion and obedience. She spoke of her master as if by saying his name might bring them closer. The floor gives up without warning. You fall hard, choking on dust, hands slamming onto slick stone that felt wet, in a way stone should never feel. When the haze cleared, your breath is caught in your chest. Before you stood a forgotten temple. Its entrance yawned wide, like the mouth of an abandoned god who starved. Statues line the chamber depicting creatures no human eyes have ever seen for a millennia. Their stone gazes pierce through you, not with hatred but with recognition, as if they remembered your kind, as if they pitied you. A woman spun wildly in the dust nearby, calling out to her masters. Her eyes shimmered with madness. She believed it was part of the summoning, that whatever was coming would welcome her as kin. Elsewhere the mind grew red with old violence. Dried blood stained the floor. The smell of rot lingered stubborn, as if death itself had refused to leave. In one chamber, corpses were arranged like merchants, customers, even children. A marketplace frozen at the exact moment annihilation arrived. Webbing blocks your path. Thick and sticky, alive, in ways it seems it should not have been. When you cut through it, a twisted voice shrieks from beyond, invoking gods that no longer listened. A makeshift barrier sealed another tunnel. Scrawled in trembling red, a single word is written on the walls. Help. Past it lay a hollow stretch of the mind, scarred walls, scarred walls. Silent stone, nothing left but the feeling that something once lived here, and died remembering that it would be lost. You find a home of sorts, hay scattered across the floor, a crude table, signs of survival, long after hope should have failed. And there he stood, a miner who was alive. He blinks at you in disbelief, but one beautiful second joy lit his face. He had thought he would die alone. That moment almost breaks you, almost makes you forget where you are. But the mind does not always allow mercy to linger, so blood streaks the floor like a torn silk. As you move deeper, the air grows thick, choking heavy with decay. Somewhere ahead, a tortured wail pierces through the darkness. A soul not yet released from suffering. Cobwebs hung on like drapes, your lantern begins to flicker, and for a moment the web seems to breathe. Broad chamber opens up before you, filled with tools and rocks piled untouched by time, but by fear. No one's ever dared to return. Beyond it, a narrow tunnel pulses with veins of ore, glowing like an open wound beneath your lantern's light. The stone itself whispers, not words but longing. The dead begged you to stay, to lie down and to become quiet. But you're not ready yet. A brittle wooden walkway creaks beneath your weight, stretched across a shaft so deep that it could end not so you cross so deep you can't see the bottom. but you feel like you're being watched. Then the truth reveals itself all at once. Bones and blood and torn clothing, and an entire chapter of life ended violently without mercy. The walls were covered in cocoons, swollen and silent. Each one had once been a miner, now they are nothing but vessels waiting to be forgotten. In the distance, 8 eyes can be caught by the light, cold and calculating and unblinking. And in the final chamber there was no blood, no bodies, only chisel marks. Hands that once dreamed of an escape had carved their hopes in stone, scratching prayers into the walls until their strength failed. No god had answered them. The mind remembered them all. And now, so do you.